Closing out Virgo season with a little pizza dough. Hey everybody. Today we're going to make some pizza dough in the bread machine because it's easy, it's quick, and if you do it right, you can make really good pizza dough. And we're doing it for Virgo season. Now, Virgo and wheat are kind of hand in hand. If you look at the symbol for Virgo, it's a virgin holding a chaff of wheat. So wheat is definitely associated with Virgo. Although back in the traditional days of some of the older traditional texts on astrology, they actually attribute wheat to the sun. So a little sun energy, a little Virgo energy, depending on what you're looking for, can't hurt, right? So today we're gonna make some pizza dough, and I have been making pizza dough for too many years to count. And I've never been totally happy with the results. And I tried recipe after recipe and thing after thing. And it wasn't until I found the secret ingredient and the secret to a good pizza dough that I was able to make consistently good pizza at home with a bread machine quickly and easily. And the secret is 00 flour. And you can find 00 flour in your supermarket nowadays, or you can get it online. So let's get started. Now, to start, you're going to need a cup of water, 3 cups 00 flour, about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of quick rise yeast or instant yeast, tablespoon of basil infused olive oil. You can use regular olive oil, but I like a little flavor in my dough. And then 1/2 teaspoon of some honey. And what you're going to do is you're going to put them in your bread machine according to your manufacturer's specifications. And I have a Cuisinart bread machine. And generally loading this, you put the wet ingredients in first, and then you follow them with the dry, and you do the yeast last. And you do that because you want to make sure that the yeast doesn't come in contact with the water too soon. The other thing about the water is the water should be lukewarm. You want to err on the side of cooler instead of hotter, because hot water actually can kill the yeast. So let's go ahead and start with the water. We're just going to dump this in. And then we're going to follow that up with the honey. And I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon. Good. And then a tablespoon of olive oil. And like I said, I'm using basil infused olive oil. I get it at a market here in the Seattle area called Town and Country. But if you don't have it, just extra virgin olive oil to do the trick. Just put that in the base of your bread machine. We're going to follow that up with the flour. Just dump it in. About 3/4 of a teaspoon table salt. If you use kosher salt, you may even want to use a full teaspoon. I'm going to use some garlic powder. This is really kind of to your taste. It's not super strong in the dough, but it gives it a hint of flavor. I find that garlic powder in general is not as strong as garlic itself, but it does give a nice little hint of flavor. I think I wanted 1/2 teaspoon of that. And finally, we're going to add in our instant yeast. And this, once again, is about 3/4 of a teaspoon. And that's about right. And we just sprinkle that on top. Now, all you have to do is close your bread machine. And each bread machine has a program setting, and you want to find your program setting for the dough setting. And mine, it's number 8. So I'm going to hit program until I get to number 8. So program 8 takes about 1 hour and 30 minutes. It does 30 minutes of kneading and then an hour rise. So you're just going to hit start and you're ready to go. So in about 15 minutes, I would check the bread machine. Like in here, you can see what's going on. And I would make sure that it looks like a decent dough. And what that means is that all the flour is incorporated and it's not like too watery. It should look like dough. If it doesn't, if it looks too watery, add a little bit of flour. If it looks like it's too dry and the flour sticking to the sides, add just a little bit of water, but you want to do it just like a teaspoon at a time, because really quickly you can add too much water. So that's a trick, and we will be back when our dough is ready. So it's been an hour and a half and our dough is actually done. The timer just went off, and we're gonna go ahead and open it up and see how she looks. Twist and dump it on the board. This is probably the hardest part of making pizza dough, is getting it out of the little thing. Okay, here we go. Now you're gonna have to take the blade out. But other than that, she looks very good. Now this is ready to be made into a pizza, or you can stick it in the freezer and use it later. And enjoy making pizza dough.